Welcome back into the J. Rouse Show, the third set. We have real breaking news on actress Jennifer Hudson. It's being reported that her mother and her brother were murdered in their home on the south side of Chicago, and that her nephew is missing and an Amber Alert has been issued. Once again, it's being reported that Jennifer Hudson, the actress, one of the contestants on American Idol, an Oscar award winner, her mother and her brother were found murdered in their home on the south side of Chicago, and that her nephew is now missing and an Amber Alert has been issued. Let's take a listen to a news conference that just ended a few minutes ago.
The first victim was a female found in the living room floor with a fatal gunshot wound. The second victim was a male subject found in the bedroom with a fatal gunshot wound. Currently, we're looking for a 1994 white suburban vehicle that's missing from the location, as well as a 7-year-old male African-American child. The 7-year-old, we believe, is the grandson of the female victim that was fatally wounded. His name is Julian King. He's 7 years old, male African-American, as well as the white suburban 1994 suburban vehicle. The plate has already been provided to the media. Neighbors in the neighborhood did report hearing gunshots sometime earlier this morning, about 9 o'clock this morning.
Was there any sign of forced entry into the home or anything taken?
No, there was no sign of any forced entry. We're not sure if anything's missing from the house. The investigation is very preliminary right now. The crime lab personnel are still on the scene gathering evidence, and we're looking into it. We have some promising leads right now, but it's very preliminary.
Wow, so sad. Goes to show, no matter who you are, no matter how famous you become, you can't escape the senseless and tragic acts of some human beings who roam this earth. So to wrap it up, Jennifer Hudson, her mother, her brother were murdered in their home on the south side of Chicago, and that her nephew is missing and an Amber Alert has been issued for him. So our prayers go out to her family, and we hope that they find this nutcase who committed such a horrendous act against his family. So based on that backdrop, I will not be playing the rest of the Keith Olbermann commentary on Sarah Palin, but I will get to your emails because I've been promising to get to your emails. So let's get to some emails and close the show out that way. No JOD. Once again, I don't think it's appropriate after hearing this information. It really saddens you that people would do things like this. And as the police representative spokesman said during the short bit that we had from the conference, news conference, there were no signs of forced entry, so it sounds to me that there's something going on there. And usually what happens is, I'm not going to say usually, but what I will say that this could happen, that when someone's famous in the family, everyone all of a sudden wants their hands out. They got their hands out and they want stuff. They want money. And, it could have been a situation where, there was a long lost relative and Jennifer cut them off or refused to, help them out, and they could have snapped. Like I said, I don't know that for sure, but whatever the situation is, I hope that they find this guy and he's brought, or this person, I should say, and he's brought to justice. Let's get to some emails. This note comes to us from Caliph Bobo. Hope I said that correctly. And he writes, "Come on, Joe the plumber is a real person. He's what America's all about. Well, that's the America John and Sarah want. Lie and make it stink. I mean stick. I agree he's a plant. Easy to pick out someone like him from their rallies. Like a KKK event, lots to choose from. McShane, Pay Lion, I guess, in 2008. Thanks, but no thanks. Sounds like this guy is a supporter of Barack Obama. Thanks for the note there, Caliph Bobo. Hope I said that correctly. Now, I'm not going to go as far and say that when you start invoking the KKK, man, that's serious business when you start bringing these guys up. You know, but once again, I guess his point was, and what I've been saying for the past few days, is that they bring this guy out the woodwork, Joe the plumber, and everything they talk about now is Joe the plumber. There's no real message with the McCain campaign. I mean, one day they're talking about heirs. The next day they're talking about Joe the plumber. The next day he's talking about a huge bailout for mortgage companies. Now, this is what I think is funny about the McCain-Palin ticket. They talk about socialism, okay? But they don't want government to get in the way of, health insurance, but they want the government to get in the way when it comes to abortion. I mean, they talk out of both sides of the neck, and it really doesn't make sense to me. Let's get to another note or email. This note is from Mental Fun, and it says, the lies being spouted about Obama are extreme. If you believe the source of those lies, then you are likely to feel strong emotions towards Obama, regardless of racial prejudice or other contributing factors. Obama's ability to remain calm and focused in the midst of this storm is truly amazing and worthy of respect in itself. And no, that's not Obama mania. It is a recognition of an exceptional character and of the sort of person that I, for one, want to see as our next president. Thank you, Mental Fun. See, and that's what I think the difference is in this election. That you have one person who doesn't have a tricky or an itchy trigger finger. You have a person that's calm, cool, and collective, and then you have another person that's ready to fight. As soon as stuff goes wrong, let's send the cavalry in. And I really and truly think that people look at that for what it's worth. We've talked about the bailout and the financial crisis on this show. And Lord knows it's hitting home here, because that 401k statement came in the mail a couple of weeks ago and I almost fainted. But the bottom line is that you had a guy that saw that as a political opportunity, okay, to step out in front, and he makes this announcement that he's going to suspend his campaign to go back to Washington and work on the bailout, and he would not resume campaign activities, and my voice is starting to go out again, until this situation was resolved, which we all know the end of that story, that he actually went to Washington. He really didn't do a whole lot. He couldn't bring the Republicans over on the first pass of the bill, and he left Washington, and the bill had at that point still hadn't been signed signed off by the Senate. So folks look at that as a political stunt, where you had another guy saying, listen, I don't want to get presidential politics involved in this nonsense. Let the people who know what they're doing work out the details. I'll come in, I'll give you my support, I'll make the necessary phone calls, but you guys work this out. I'll give you support, let me know what you need. That's the way to handle it. You can't micromanage everything. If you are a boss and you micromanage people, you're not a very good boss. Let's get to one more before we close it out. This one is from Tommy Trojan Fights On. I love this name. Real quick. He had a very long email, but I just got to the nuts and bolts of what he was trying to say. And he had a question. And he said his question was, and this is about a show I did on Bill Clinton not really supporting Barack Obama a few shows back. He said, anyway, my question was, if you feel wrong in hindsight, of course, about your take on Bill Clinton and thinking that he was unwillingly to fully endorse Barack Obama. I certainly do, and I think it brings to mind my frustration with Obama's disappointing performance in the first debate. I was disappointed until I found out that Barack Obama was basically killing them softly. I thought he did pretty good. Yeah, my take's changed. I think Bill is doing a pretty good job. I thank everyone for sending me emails and notes. I appreciate it. Once again, our prayers go out to Jennifer Hudson. We'll talk to you later, folks. Take care. God bless. Peace.